Hello, I'm Haley, and this is Taya, and welcome to Haley and Taya Rip Up Supernatural and Start Over, and also sometimes talk about other stuff, a podcast.
Also known as HATRUSA, and today we are talking about Season 2, Episode 1, In My Time of Dying, which originally aired on September 28th, 2006, and was written by Eric Kripke.
Oh, Mr. Kripke coming through for us.
Which is actually very funny, because there's a moment in the episode where over, the intercom, they're paging Dr. Kripke.
Yeah.
Which, did he write that in himself?
Oh, he absolutely did. He wrote it for himself. He said, I need a shout out. Before we start, I would like to mention that I just remembered that God is a primary character in Supernatural in later seasons.
What?
Yeah.
You forgot? He's on the side of the page.
Yeah, I forgot.
Every day.
Yeah, I forgot.
Oh, I forgot I have tarot cards. Hold on.
Oh, shit, that's right. Are we gonna do that? You promised it in the episode last, so... Taya's disappeared. Gone forever. Gone but never forgotten.
I'm right here. I got them, and I immediately had to go to work, so I didn't open them until I was in the parking lot. And I did. And first of all, the quality is really good. Okay. It's really nice. First of all, these are the official Supernatural tarot cards.
Oh, damn.
They are not great.
Oh.
They're not great. I didn't really look at them until now. The first one is the Fools, plural, and they make it Sam and Dean.
Okay.
And then the next one is Chuck, because he's the magician.
Okay.
So there's a lot going on in here. But they also reuse things, which usually you don't see that too often in tarot decks, but Sam is in here multiple times. Hey, Bobby.
That's so funny.
But yeah, there's...
Bobby!
Who's Sheriff Donna?
Oh, I love her!
Who's Donna?
She's the one with the little Wisconsin accent.
Oh, okay.
The Minnesota accent. Oh, I love her.
Dude, I don't... You're speaking like I know. Sorry, I'm just going through this. At one point, they straight up just start using bones.
Oh my god.
It's very funny, because it's like the Ace of Bones is a bone that's on fire. Then the Two of Bones, which is two bones. Then Three of Bones is Eve, mother of all monsters. And then Four Bones is four bones.
Castiel!
And then it's back to people. And then it's back to bones. Castiel's in this twice. He's in this twice. He's the Hanged Man and Ten of Bones. Who is Oh, Madison's the werewolf. Man,
Madison,
they were
like
pulling
the
for this.
Fucked?
Who is Constance Welch?
That's the white woman in the second episode.
First episode. First. It's the first, girl.
Oh my god, it was the first? That's too much.
Woman in White is the first, and then the one we don't talk about is the second, but we talk about how the one we don't talk about always feels like the first. Oh, I should have cleansed it first. Oh my god, there's an apple pie spread.
Stop.
Did they only put 2 spreads in here? Okay, no, they put 3 spreads in here.
I have no idea
what is
what
apple
a spread
pie
is.
tarot spread. One is Lucifer's Cage, and the other is Team Free Will. So basically, that's just how you put down the cards.
Okay.
And the position can mean different things, but it's really not important. And also, no one cares.
All right.
No one cares about what's happening. I'm just going to sit here and play with my cards while you give a summary.
Oh, okay. So we start out and we're in the hospital. No, we don't. I lied. We start out and we're at the site. Shut up. We start out and we're at the scene of the car crash that ended episode 18 of season 1, and Sam is still conscious and alive while John and Dean are both completely knocked out.
22.
What?
There's 22 episodes in season 1.
Oh, that makes more sense. 18 was just the first number that came to mind. So the old man who hit them with the car, who's possessed by the demon, comes over and is like, I'm evil. And Sam's like, I'll shoot you with the Colt. And he's like, no, you won't. And he's like, try me. And then the demon leaves. And the old man's like, oh my god, did I do this? And it's very sad. But then we cut and they're being helicopter lifted away from the scene because Dean and John are both unresponsive and dying. But Sam's like, are they okay? And then we're at the hospital and Dean wakes up. And he's like, nobody's answering me. Why isn't anybody talking to me? And then he realizes that he's dead.
Well, he's not dead yet.
He's not dead yet. He's like
real close.
Yeah, he's having an out-of-body experience. It's not called that right away, but I know what it is because I'm well-versed in this material. Anyway.
He also calls it that.
He calls it that later.
Yeah.
He calls it that later. But, We see Dean. We see Sam. We see John. John's fine. He wakes up. Sam's like, Dean's not okay," and John's like, "I got this." Dean does stuff. He begins a hunt of his own because he sees something in the hospital. It's a Reaper. I don't know how to give summaries. Stuff happens. John does stuff. John summons Azazel, makes a deal with him. He does that like later. But first, Sam does a Ouija board with Dean, and Dean's like, "Sammy, something's weird here. There's something here trying to get me. I'm hunting it." And he finds out that the Reaper is this nice, pretty lady named Tessa, who he thought was a dying woman who was in the hospital as well, having out of body experience, but it wasn't. That was her disguise, because when he saw her in her original normal Reaper form, he got scared like a little crybaby because she's scary. So then she made herself pretty because she knows that Dean likes pretty women. John makes the deal with Azazel. Dean comes back to life. The doctor's like, "Wow, it's a miracle." Dean is like, "I don't remember anything." And Sam's like, "Wow, but you said a Reaper was chasing you." And Dean's like, "Wow, really? That's scary." And then John comes in and has like a moment and asks Sam to go get him some coffee. And Sam's like, "Okay." Oh, wait. First, John's like, "Let's not fight anymore, boys. Let's be a happy family." And Sam's like, "Okay, weird, but okay." And then goes to get him some coffee, and John and Dean have a moment. And then Sam comes back, and John whispers something to Dean, and Dean's like, "Oh." And then Sam comes back with the coffee, and John's collapsed on the floor, and there's the epic shot, and then John dies. Also, Bobby's there.
Oh no. Hello?
That's my son.
Hello? Was that
Did
you
I
or
cut
me?
out?
Haley?
It appears that we have some internet problems
Haley?
going on. But I did complete the summary, so that's fun. Away. Oh, Taya?
Hello?
Hi. Hi.
I'm gonna assume everything was fine. Did you mention... Okay, the one thing I was thinking while you were doing... Did you mention that we saw Bobby?
I did. I said that at the end. I said also Bobby's there.
John had asked Sam to go grab some stuff for him because he's going to, like, try to help Dean because Sam got all mad that they weren't doing anything. And Bobby, like, looks at the list and is like, "Oh!" And Sam's like, what is it? And Bobby tells him that it's to summon demons, and Dean gets all angry. Yeah. Nope, Sam gets all angry. Yeah. I'm all scatterbrained now.
That's okay.
Cool. That was a great summary.
Yay, thank you. That's our summary.
Yeah, your notes.
Haley's notes.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, my first note is preemptive, "Oh my god, wait, Bobby," because I remembered that Bobby exists, and I got excited. Then I have Pussy Demon didn't want to get shot, as I mentioned in the summary, that the demon, as soon as Sam was like, "Want to bet?" the demon was like, "Oh, okay, bye, like, I gotta get out of here." Like, yeah. Which was pretty funny. My next note is "Bestie, you're dead," which was what we were saying to Dean when Dean was having his out-of-body.
Walking around, like, hello?
Yeah, and then my next one is, how did Dean not be like, where are my tubes and IVs? Why don't I hurt everywhere? Because he really does just, like, get up and start walking around, and he thinks nothing of it, which, like, is, like, I guess, because, like, he did have, like, a trauma, and maybe he doesn't remember, but also, like, did you not...
He also walks up to the nurse and says, me and my dad and my brother were in a car crash.
Yeah, but, like, maybe he didn't think it was that bad. I don't know. But
maybe
he just really was, like, walking around, and he didn't question it. But until... What was the thing that even triggered him being like, "Oh, shit, I'm dead"?
She couldn't hear him, and I think that was kind of it.
And then he ran back to the room and saw himself.
Maybe? The way I can't even remember.
Yeah, I'm bad at summaries, but I like this episode.
Yeah, no, that's it. He snaps his fingers in front of her face, but she does nothing. Yep. He runs back down the hall to his room and sees his own body lying on the bed, still attached to many tubes.
So we know what's going on. My next note is Ghost Whisperer? When Sam goes into Dean's room, obviously Sam can't hear him, and Dean's like, "Sam, do some ghost whispering." And I was like, oh my god, Ghost Whisperer featuring Jennifer Love Hewitt, which has definitely been referenced before, which is so funny. My next note is, why is John alive but not Dean?
Wow.
Then I have, oh my god, Sam said the same thing after Ghost Dean said it, because, and I will be referring to him as Ghost Dean for the entirety of this episode, because while he's not dead, he is Ghost.
Okay.
Dean tells Sam, he's like, go find some voodoo doctor to do some magic hoodoo or something like that, and then Sam says the same thing to John like 3 minutes later.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, brother connection. And then my next note is that I never thought I'd say I missed watching Supernatural, but yet here I am. Because this was a fun time. And I missed watching Supernatural.
Yeah, it was fun.
My next note is rest in peace, baby, and then I drew a little cross.
Oh no!
Because, oh my god, I didn't mention that in my summary. Baby
A
is...
child dies.
No, not that child. Baby the car.
Oh. I forgot about the car. I was thinking about the kid where you were like, is that a kid dying?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a kid.
No.
Is that a kid?
Yeah, a child does die in this episode, but I completely...
And the car, I guess.
Yeah, I was talking about the car. I totally overlooked the child dying, sorry. But yeah, baby is a... Bobby describes baby as a pretzel. So baby is rest in peace. My next note is I think that Jim Beaver does kind of look like a beaver. And then I wrote, not in a mean way, I like him. Because I really like him. Then I wrote, get his ass, Sam, get him! Because he was owning John. He was really getting his ass, which was epic. Then I have a note that says, haha, funny Dean reference moment, because Dean made a reference, which I will come back to later. My next note after that is something about Dean promising that he's not going anywhere really got me, because it did. I think I've said it before, and I will probably say it 1,000 more times as we go on watching this series. I really do enjoy the sibling relationship that they have, and it makes me sad when they have like actual sibling moments. It gets me. It does. My next one after that is that Sam looks great right now, which when we were recording our reaction, Taya couldn't tell if I was being sarcastic or not because of the way I said it. I was being sarcastic. Sam looked really bad. Even though, like, John and Dean were both in scrubs because they were, like, patients. Sam, which, he should have been in scrubs, actually. What?
They kind of just decided he didn't have any problems at all and let him go.
But he was on a stretcher.
Maybe he changed out of scrubs?
Into his dirty clothes.
That's what John did at the end.
That's
he was
fair.
also in dirty clothes.
Sam's disgusting. Anyway, he's all like beat up and wearing his like bloody little jacket and looking bad. But it's fine. My next note is, yes, the Ouija board scene. I've been waiting. Because season 2 episode 1's Ouija board scene is I think one of my favorite scenes in all time ever.
It's pretty iconic.
It's very iconic. Just the way that Dean goes, I feel like I'm in a slumber party. And then he sits down across from Sam, cross-legged, and they're both just sitting there cross-legged in front of the Ouija board on the ground. In a hospital room with, I think, an open door.
Yes, the door is open.
So funny. Taya said it while we were recording. Can you imagine being the nurse that walks by that room?
Can you imagine being on your round and walking in and seeing someone on the floor doing a Ouija board?
Like, what do you do? What do you do to that? What would you do with that? Do you report that? Like, do you say...
Do you just move on? Do you come back later?
Do you say, sir? My next note, is God, I wish, but then I got distracted and forgot what I was writing, so I was, like, writing a quote from the show. I think one of them said it, but then I wrote, I don't remember what I was writing here. My next note is, Dean says, you can't kill death. And then flash forward, like, 6 seasons, and Dean does literally kill death, but okay. The Wikipedia says it was season 10, so it's 8 seasons, but you get the point regardless. He does kill death. My next note is that I think our repeat male Winchesters should be younger. I mentioned this during recording. Let me back it up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know how to feel about that.
Okay, here's why I think it. I think it would be fun to connect to the younger audience because, and also, sometimes it's just fun to deal with teen trauma.
Yeah, but then we have the problem of how do we get Sam away?
From what?
He's from the family.
Oh, I was gonna say...
start all of the everything.
Well, I think when I said it, I said 6 years.
Yeah, and he's only 22.
Yeah, well, we can take it back 4, so that Sam's like 18, maybe fresh college. Dean's like 20. That's not a
Is he only 2 years older? Is he only 2 years older? I think he's older than that.
It's 2 or 3. Is it 4?
I think it's 4. We talked about this in the recording too. We were like, why do we never know their ages?
I need to make a note of it on the card. Here, let's find this out right now so I can make a note of it on my little introduction card.
Cool. I'm gonna keep shuffling these cards. I'm not sure yet, to the people listening, if I'm gonna edit out all my card shuffling sounds. You might be having some card background noises.
Dean is 26, Sam is 22. Yeah, so he's 4 years older.
Got it.
Hold on, I'm making note of how old they are at the beginning of the series so that I can have it in writing and we never have to ask it again. All right, my note after
until they
that.
age.
Yeah. Because, I really do like them having the fact that they're adults when they're so separated from this, trauma that they had growing up is pretty good.
Yeah.
But, it's just fun sometimes.
That's fair.
My next note is the error that I noticed while watching it, that John sliced his palm when he was trying to summon the demon. John slices his palm, as they do, for the blood, and he puts the knife down in front of him, and it zooms out and shows the knife, and there's no fucking blood on the knife, guys. What were you doing? Did you run out of the jugs? Did you forget?
Yeah, they were like, we're saving it for another episode.
And then my next note after that is that I liked Azazel's fun little dance movement, because John says something and Azazel does a little hand shuffle thing. He kind of jumps and does a little hand shuffle, and I was like, oh, he's got moves.
He's got moves.
And after that, I said Tessa is so pretty, guys, because she's
so pretty.
Guys, she's so pretty. Her face is just pretty. She has a nice face shape, and her haircut's cute. She's cute. We like her. My next note is Dean's quote that he says, here, I'll just read my quote as it is. There's no such thing as an honorable death, Dean says. Later, he dies of a rusty nail.
That's not an honorable death. You should have died here.
Yeah, I will never get over Dean Winchester's canonical death, but whatever. My next note is that Azazel is a little fruity. I think that he might be gay. My next note is what's edema? Because the doctor said that
Did we look it up? Do we know?
I did. I looked it up.
Okay.
My next note is because the doctor's like, the edema has vanished. And I was like, what the fuck is edema? Edema is swelling, according to mayoclinic.org, edema is swelling caused by excessive fluid trapped in your body's tissues. So, and I think, for example, from what my minor research here, when you're pregnant and your feet look bloat, that's basically edema, I think. Okay. So it's not always bad, but also this one thing says that pulmonary edema, which makes it difficult to breathe, can be life-threatening, is a symptom of heart failure. So I don't know. It's swelling by fluid. So if it was happening in the lungs, if his lungs were filling with fluid, I don't know. He was dying, and now he's not anymore, so it was a miracle.
Yep.
My next note is Dean amnesia moments, and I drew a little heart next to it.
Yeah.
Because Dean... Buddy, what the fuck? My cat's unhinged.
I know this.
My next note is John not wanting to fight anymore because he knows he's gonna die. Man, you get one, John. Which reminds me...
You got one.
Speaking of my one, I haven't used it.
I know.
I want to rewind. I'll use it. There was a scene where Dean was walking down the hall, and I was trying to say something, but it was it was a back shot, and his shoulders were just very broad, and he looked very handsome in this shot of him, and I got distracted because of it and forgot what I was gonna say. So that's my one. Dean in a white T-shirt. My next note is John being self-aware and apologizing for parentifying Dean. They have this whole moment right before he dies, and it did get me a little bit, and I kind of liked John for a minute, which was very startling. But also it's obviously very forced, and he's trying to make amends because he's dying and he knows he's gonna die, and he wants Dean to know that he's aware of what he did, but that doesn't make it any better, John. Especially the fact that you're telling him right before he dies, and he doesn't have the time now to process this trauma or go through it with you. Okay. My next note is the end shot with the coffee cup, cinematic gold. There is, in this episode, perhaps the most memorable moment is close to the end scene, when Sam is coming back with the coffee. It is a shot from the ground, and when he sees John on the ground unconscious, Sam drops the coffee cup and it bounces slightly, the lid flies off and it spills and it goes slow-mo, and then he starts running in, and it's like both Taya and I remembered it basically frame by frame before it even showed it, which I think speaks a lot to Supernatural, considering that was season 2. It's been years since either of us had seen this episode, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but we both remembered it so vividly. Kudos to you guys. You get one. You get one. You did a good one. And then my last note is, tell me why this episode was so good. Who gave you the right?
Yeah.
Because I'm mad about it. I really am. And that's the end of my notes.
Yeah, I have nothing else to add. We talked a little bit about John because this episode really goes out of its way to, like, make him sympathetic because they are about to kill him. But for me personally, it does feel like a little too late.
Yeah.
Because he is apologizing. He has this really good moment with Dean where he says that, like, whenever he would come home from a hunt and he'd be really upset or something because of what happened or what he saw, Dean would, like, come over and, like, say to him that, like, it's okay, Dad. And then me and Haley were both like, that's not Dean's job. But then that's, like, immediately what John says.
Yeah.
John says that, like, Dean never should have had to do that. Which is, like, it's great that he's acknowledging it. But it does feel like he's only acknowledging it because he does know he's about to die. So it's, like, great.
Yeah. It's definitely too little too late, and it doesn't make up for it all.
Yeah.
And I do still hate John Winchester. However,
I think part of the problem is that even though, like, I do take this as, like, probably the most sympathetic I feel for him ever, it's like, okay, but the show's not going to come back to this point, I don't think.
Yeah.
Like, this point where John, like, is a bad dad. Like, I think it goes back to, like, more of, like, I don't remember. I can't say. I can't remember.
But we'll figure it out and we'll get there.
Yeah.
Do you have any lore things for your lore library?
I was wondering if you remembered if in the future when we see Reapers, if they ever look like that. I thought they only looked like people from now on.
I don't remember, but I don't think they do show up as that weird ghosty shadow thing. I think they do purposely show up as people.
Because even in the Faith Healing episode where she had a Reaper, if I remember correctly, it was a guy still. He looked awful.
Right.
But he was a fully, like he looked visible. You know, he wasn't translucent. He wasn't ghosty. He wasn't floating around. He was just a dude in a suit.
And it could be...
So I just thought that was weird.
Yeah, and I think it partially could be the fact that, like, she was coming for Dean, and that was, like, we say her, but do Reapers have gender? Probably not. Anyway.
I mean, at that point, it's like, well, like, Reapers shouldn't have gender, but also neither should angels or demons, but this show is not... this show is not interested in exploring what that could mean. Yeah. You know?
Because, like, the only reason that she takes up Tessa is that she's a pretty girl who happens to be in the hospital dying, and she sees how she can... Was her name Tessa, or was the patient's name Tessa? I'm so intrigued.
I assume the patient's... You know what? It might not even be the patient's name.
I just hope that the Reaper's name is Tessa. That's so fun. That's funny.
Tessa the Reaper.
Tessa the Reaper. Hi, I hunt souls for a living. My name's Tessa.
I did want to... Well, since that's all I really have for lore, but I can do you a quick Dean and then Sam reading. So I did the apple pie spread.
Okay.
Which is designed to help you discover what you really want out of life and how to get it.
Oh, yes. Please tell me.
Well, this doesn't immediately look fantastic, but I have to actually check. So we have for the present, the Hermit, the apple pie, strength, the obstacle is the Chariot, and the action is the Eight of Bones. So let me just go through and find
Tell me what that means for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So the present is going to be representative of the overall theme of this chapter of your life. This is Dean's, by the way, and it's the starting point on your journey to the goal shown by the next card. So the Hermit is Bobby.
Okay.
A solitary guide who has a talent for illuminating the truth and bringing out the best in people. And this one's upright, so it means it's a call to look inward, take a break from the hustle and bustle of the outside world, and make time for self-reflection. A period of introspection will enable you to approach things with greater clarity. So that's what Dean is starting at, I guess.
Okay.
Then what he wants is what will fulfill you, and that's strength. Benny.
Aw, Benny.
The tarot card strength represents the inner resolve required to take control of your own destiny, much like Dean's vampire friend Benny, whose tragic arc forces him to make difficult choices over and over again. So, what does this mean? Benny rejects his vampire maker, the woman he loves, and even his own bloodthirsty nature in an effort to live a life that harms no one. Strength advises you to follow your heart and pursue the path that feels right to you rather than one that seems easier or expected. So, I guess that's what Dean wants.
Okay.
The obstacle's the chariot, which is baby.
Oh, baby.
Which symbolizes forward momentum, willpower, drive, and triumph. Blah, blah, blah. Sam and Dean have a firm belief in their moral convictions and the importance of their job each time they set out. The chariot suggests that you take a leaf out of their book and go after your goals with determination and courage. Even if you can't quite see this new road leads, your confidence will ensure your triumph. So his momentum is the obstacle.
Okay.
I guess.
All right.
And then I gotta get to the bones.
The bones.
The bones! So this is the action. So what action you can take right now to start turning your dream into a reality.
Okay.
The Eight of Bones advises you to embrace inevitable changes and transformations. Sometimes this tarot card can suggest you're heading into a busy, hectic chapter of your life. Rather than getting overwhelmed, things will be easier for you if you go with the flow. So I think it's telling him
Yeah, your
that...
dad's dead. It's okay.
It's telling him his dad's dead. It's saying something about his determination and forward momentum is in the way, and he needs to change that to something strength. I don't know. I shuffled these for a long time, but since I can't do, like, the waterfalls or anything, especially with tarot cards, since my hands are not big enough for this.
Fair.
Okay, now I have to think about Sam, actually. You're supposed to think about stuff while shuffling.
Okay.
Sam Winchester.
Sam Winchester.
Sam Winchester.
King shit. Little psychic
Okay.
man.
So we have the Wheel of Fortune in the present, Two of Bones in the apple pie, Ace of Bones in the obstacle, and an upside down Queen of Pentacles, maybe? I don't know. It doesn't... The thing about these cards is not all of them have a name on them.
Oh, that's weird.
They have... Yeah, some of them just have the symbols, which... Maybe this is the Four of Pentacles. I think there's a 4 in the corner. Okay, so Sam's present is the Wheel of Fortune.
And who's that?
It's not a person.
What is it?
Hold on. I think it's the rabbit foot.
When is there a rabbit foot in Supernatural?
Dude, it's the one where Sam loses it and then loses his shoe.
Oh my god, that's such a good episode.
It's a good episode. The Wheel of Fortune represents a twist of fate or major change in luck, such as the ones brought on by the legendary lucky rabbit's foot, which showers the person who possesses it in an amazing spree of good fortune until they lose it. So this is upright. So the main theme of the Wheel of Fortune is what goes around comes around. The rabbit's foot brings good luck to its owner, but when it falls out of their possession, the former owner is cursed with bad luck. This cynical nature of fortune and fate can serve as both a hopeful reminder and a warning. Enjoy and appreciate the good times, and remember the bad ones won't last forever. So I guess that's the present. I'm not entirely sure what that means. No one yell at me. I'm new to this.
Taya's
Two of
trying.
Bones.
Bone!
Bones. I don't know why we got so many bones. So this is what we want. This is the apple pie.
Okay.
The Two of Bones encourages you to look to the future. Oh, wait, is it upside down? It's upside down.
Oh shit.
Wait, no it isn't. I don't love this card design.
You can't tell.
It's really easy. No, you can tell, but like when you look at a quick glance,
Uh.
for the bones, for this one, it's because one corner has the 2 and one corner has like the outline of a bone.
Okay.
So the Two of Bones encourages you to look to the future. Careful planning is more important than making a quick choice right now. Do your research and focus on coming up with a well thought out strategy to set yourself up for success. Sometimes Two of Bones can indicate travel on the horizon. So we
Watch
want
out,
the
Sam.
future and travel. That's what Sam wants. And the thing in the way is the Ace of Bones, which represents the inspired spark of a new creative undertaking. This sign is to follow your passions and go all in while pursuing what inspires you. Pursuing what inspires him is the obstacle to his future.
Okay.
That's a take.
That's a take.
I think that's a take. Pentacles.
Tentacles?
Pentacles?
Oh, okay.
So this one's upside down, and this is how we're getting to the future.
Okay. Got it.
This is Bella? Why did I think this was Joe?
Bella? She's the one with the accent, right?
Yeah, but like her drawing does not really look like her, especially since she's in like a jacket, and I feel like we usually almost always saw her in like nice clothing.
Yeah, like a dress.
Yeah. Bella Talbot that's how you say it, is a skilled con artist using lies to exploit and manipulate others to get what she wants from them. This sort of energy perfectly sums up the Four of Pentagrams reversed, which represents materialism, greed, selfishness, and particularly in regards to finances and material possessions. This tarot card serves as both a warning to make sure you're being treated fairly in situations regarding work and money, and a reminder to treat others fairly in return. So, Sam wants to go to the future, but creativity is stopping him, so he has to be selfish? Hold on. I think I just skipped over whatever this meant. Yeah, he's got to be selfish and make sure he's treated right. All right, fair enough.
Fair. Nobody
Good for
treats
him.
this boy right.
That's the bad tarot section.
I loved it.
I had nothing else to say.
Well, it was great. I don't know anything about tarot.
I know barely anything. I own like 10 decks.
I love that for you.
No one needs that many. I'm just like crazy.
Tay's just a little unhinged, and that's okay. Because you know what else is unhinged? Crack shipping.
Supernatural? Oh.
No, that was my segue. Did you like it?
It was pretty good.
Thank you. For my crack shipping today, I would like to raise you John and Azazel. Surely they could have an enemies to lovers arc.
I like how this is like the second or third time we've said John in a crack ship, but each time we're like, there's no way he can be gay in any universe.
Absolutely not. However, John and Azazel, think about it. Azazel killed his wife to get to him. Anyway, do you have any?
No. This is one of those episodes where like no one really talks.
Yeah, there was really only like four.
Oh my god,
characters.
did we mention that someone straight up died and then we never saw them again or heard anything about them or heard their name?
No, we didn't.
A nurse dies. And we don't even see her.
hospital.
She's like having like a seizure on the ground, yelling for help, and no one hears her. And Dean walks in, and obviously he can't do anything. And then the scene ends, and we don't hear or see her ever again. We don't hear anything about her. She's just dead now.
Yeah. So, my brought to you by is Bad Moon Rising by Creedence Clearwater Revival, and I've listed this as my brought to you by because it is playing in the episode, and also it's on one of my brother's playlists, and it's my favorite whenever it comes on to go, oh hey, this song was in Supernatural. So we finally got to the episode where it's in Supernatural.
It also was in the last episode. I don't remember which one we heard. It wasn't this one because I believe in season 1 they changed all the music, but not any other seasons. I don't know why. But it is the song that plays when they get hit by the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine is The Stalker, Techno Club Euro Radio Mix by Space Nuggets. I don't know if this is in the show, but it is on the Tune Find page, and it's creepy.
Hey, can I
and
say
it
something?
is a Techno Club Euro Radio Mix.
Can I say something really funny really quick before we move on to Fave Wiki?
Sure.
I just looked back at my page from the season finale of episode 1 to see if I said anything about that song playing. Well, first of all, there's a note here that says Azazel YouTuber AU, and I don't know what's happening there. Anyway, my questions was that I don't have a question. I just wanted to see the Ouija board scene, which is so funny.
Yeah. Your question ended up being, are you ready to see John Winchester die?
Oh, that's really good. And we were. But, favorite wiki. I went first last time. Would you like to go?
I would. So, I just accidentally closed it.
Okay.
So, my favorite section on the wiki is in the errors page. It's the first one, because the second one isn't very funny. It's when the doctor is talking to Sam about his brother's condition at the start, as the camera turns to Dean's body, where he's meant to be in a coma, you can see Jensen closing his eyes from where he was watching.
He just needed to see. He wanted to see.
Just so funny. Like, you don't really know when the camera is going to be on you exactly. Like, just keep your eyes closed for the whole scene, buddy.
Right.
Take a little nap.
Yeah, take this opportunity to get some shut-eye. Mine is technically under both the trivia and cultural references section. It is back to my note where I said, haha, funny Dean reference moment. Dean Winchester directly makes a reference to the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze by Sam and John are fighting or something, and he pushes over a glass of water off of John's bedside table while having his out-of-body ghost moment, and he says, dude, I full-on Swayze'd that mother. And it was...
Oh my god.
It was genuinely a very funny line.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Like...
It was also really funny because it was like, when he did that, Sam and John had been screaming at each other because Sam doesn't think John is doing enough to try to save Dean's life.
Yeah.
And so Dean just smashes the glass, and it's just like, holy shit, and his attention, and he just makes the joke.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of his cultural references that worked.
Yes.
Because he uses too many, and I'm like, shut the fuck up.
He just does it so much. He's also the one who brings up the Ghost Whisperer thing, so... Anyway. Would you like my rating?
I would.
Today I've rated this a 9.5 spilled coffees out of 10.
Damn.
Because
that's your highest one, isn't it?
I don't know. Buddy just laid on me. Bitch. Get out of here. I gotta check my rating.
I think it must be.
It might be, and here's why. And I explained this while I was recording the reaction at the end of it. This is one of the episodes that I remember the most and most vividly. And, like, I'll tell you, Taya, I would even be, like, I could wander into 10 out of 10 territory for real, I could.
Damn.
However, it made me feel for John Winchester a little bit, and I didn't like that. So that's where I've reducted points. Also, yes, this is my highest rated, because I didn't rate Dead in the Water, but Scarecrow had 9 out of 10, and
oh, wow.
Route 666 had 9.2 out of 10.
That's wild.
So yeah, this is, right now, Season 2, Episode 1 is my highest rated. I love it. I love the Ouija board scene. I love Dean's out-of-body experience things. I love how Tess has to get his trust by pretending to be a pretty girl. I just love it. It's a good episode.
Yeah, on IMDb, it has a 9.3 out of 10, and pretty much everything is positive. I do think that it's really funny that someone gave it an 8 out of 10, and their title for their review is not bad.
That's really good.
They do have an entire review after that. I just think that's so funny.
That is really good.
Not bad. But yeah.
That's good. I just have a question to ask you, but I want you to do your stuff first.
Thank you so much for listening. We're happy to be back. I hope you liked the anime episode, because we didn't.
No, we didn't.
We had a bad time. So it was great to get back to this. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, rate our podcast. We are on Spotify, we are on Apple Podcasts, we are on SoundCloud, and I think we're on Google Podcasts, if I understand how that works. And just spread the word, because I believe we're at 25 Spotify listeners.
Whoa!
I think we said we were going to open our Patreon at 50.
Oh my god.
And I don't know if we're going to do Patreon or Coffee, because one of them, I think, has better fees. So I have to take a look.
But we're halfway there.
We're halfway there. That's exciting.
That is very exciting. I love that. Hey, Taya.
Hey, Haley.
You ready to get some women up in this bitch?
Finally. Yes. I don't even know if they appear on screen. They might just be in a phone call.
Oh my god, I would cry. But we'll find out on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side.
Adios.